wagging the dog and chasing the tail. And it gets more expensive as you all have let it go bad. So first I want to give commendation to our district councilman, Mr. Matt Campbell, for the way he followed up in our district and on the main street for some issues at my mother's house, not just for the storm. And I want to apologize to two women that worked for Mr. Sessions. I came up and was very angry because what was happening in front of our house, it doesn't have to have a storm. The sewer top comes off and sewage or whatever pours into my mother's house, whether it's a storm or just rain, it does that. So I wanted to go over that. The other thing I want to agree with new Councilman Robertson. Sometimes when we do things hasty, it makes waste. And I've made insurance claims before for earthquakes, and if they're going to come out and find something wrong, they're going to say who's at fault. They'll put me in another place. They'll find out if it was the gas company or whatever caused the problem at my house. And now, I had one of these issues about another issue with the manager on my list about monies being spent when we're always in the red. I've talked to the city manager, we have a person who buys property, allegedly, and it has over $300,000 and $400,000 worth of tax liens on it, and the city council voted unanimously on his recommendation to waive those. For me, that's giving money away. We have no money to do things for people. My heart broke for those two people. My heart broke, really. So things that I'll jump to that I would like, that I wanted to talk to first, that we're having issues with. I get a lot of calls because I'm an advocate, and these are the problems. We need a true open door policy for citizens that are concerned. There's citizens I'm with that have been trying to meet with Councilman Jefferson, the city manager, and the Live Oak Police Department, and they've not been able to meet. We need a much improved infrastructure. Every time we have a financial audit, the audit says it's perfect, but we never have any money. I don't know if we need a new audit company or if we need a new outside audit. But this could be a great town if the city included the citizens in some kind of citizen workshop, or have a hotline where citizens tell you things that are going on that you can get ahead of them. One last thing, Mr. Campbell.
One last thing, yes ma'am.
That the fourth corner there of Railroad and Helpers and Old 90, I call all the time because whatever you call those runoffs, they have trash, they have dirt, they have grass, they have leaves. And now what street is blocked off? Because every one of those four corners, the drainage is full and overflowing, and right next to them on 90, the street is blocked off. So the best thing I think the city needs to involve citizens who ride around, pick people from different districts. They can tell you all, you can't be everywhere, things that are going on, so we can be a proactive city instead of a defensive city. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, let me, because my name was called. No. Provide me a list of those citizens.
I will.
Okay, please do, because I go around, I get more phone calls.
Miss Linda Palmasano, are you wanting to wait until the item 6J, for the water fluoride? All right.
Yeah.
All right, number 14, Mr. Clyde Fleming.
Clyde Fleming. I need some answers. There's some questions out there, and I can defer, or I need to find out what's going on. 1964, I heard Ms. Owens say Door. I lived Door in 1964. There was a bad flood. 2012, Debbie came and did the same thing. I thought the problem was alleviated. I was told I was on the commission at the time, county commission, that they were in process. I know the mayor, Mayor Davis, was on the city council at the time. They were to put a well over there in the district to take the water down to the aquifer. I was told that by the people that was drilling. 2016 came, it wasn't a flood. Then another Debbie came, and it proved that somebody was wrong. Now, did they actually drill those wells that water would go down to the aquifer, or I was just told a lie? I was just told something, I think. Because we lost everything in that house, which is, I grew up in that house. And the church adjacent across the street, they lost everything in that church. Now, I'm disappointed. I'm not pointing fingers at this council, not pointing fingers at city manager. But the previous city managers and those engineers, they got some money, and they spent taxpayers' money to fake it, apparently, because it hasn't happened. I won't be standing up here just to stand for people to look at me on my back, but I am disappointed in the city of Live Oak what has happened, and I just can't take it. I don't know how you're going to fix it. There's going to be some more Debbie's going to come. There's going to be some more storms going to come, and it's going to ruin somebody else's houses. I'm coming tonight to know if that was that possible. Did they actually drill? Those engineers drilled? No, not the engineer, but the people that did the drilling. I'm going to give the city manager that happened.
I was going to say, just give me the address of where you think it was supposed to have been drilled at, and we can look back in the archives just to see and
Okay.
give you your answer.
Okay, well, I know I got 14 seconds.
Yes, sir.
And I don't want to disappoint nobody, and I'm going to sit down, but we're going to have a conversation.
What district is,
It's 606.
but the district is district
It's,
3, 4?
no, it's his district.
What was that address? 606?
606 9th Street.
And
I was born and raised here.
we'll get together right over and you show me where it's supposed to have been drilled at.
Okay, it's been drilled. It took him 6 months. 6 months. And he said when it go down, you won't, that'll alleviate that
All right,
problem.
Mr. Timothy Wiggins.
Good afternoon. My name is Tim Wiggins. For the ones who don't know me, I'm here to bring up a topic, this illegal impact fee that this council, I don't say the council, but the city is trying to put on me to be able to hook up the city sewage. I think since we have a new council, I want to ask each council member to investigate who is supposed to pay an impact fee. And all the literature that I researched, it said impact fee is for a new development. I have 2 pieces of property that is on a septic tank. I've been trying for 40 years to get this city to run sewage on that street. A federal lawsuit went through. It was in the lawsuit that Anna Avenue was supposed to be paid and sewer added to it. Now, the last time I spoke about it, the city attorney gave y'all an opinion. I think his opinion was wrong. Please, council, do your own research, because if you get a lawsuit, it ain't on his shoulders, it's gonna be on y'all shoulders. I want to request that those 2 properties that I own and the other properties that is on Anna Avenue, that is on the septic tank, it should not be an impact fee. Those houses have been there for over 40 years. Do your own research. And before I sit down, over on Anna Avenue, this retention pond is on Anna and Glass. It is so small, and the amount of rain, when it rains, all the water is still gonna come to that retention pond. And it just spreads out in the neighborhood. I know it's gonna happen this gonna happen again. But the city of Live took my family to court and said they wanted that property because it had a go-away hole on it. That one, they never went nowhere with it. It's still there. So I would like for the council to do like they have did in other areas, put a go-away hole in the thing and put it in there so it work, so that people will not get flooded. And also, I'll bring this up. When the city went in there in that neighborhood years ago and put the sewage out there, they left hundreds of septic tanks, abandoned septic tanks. And sooner or later, somebody gonna fall in one of those things. I think it's the responsibility of this city to find out where those septic tanks are, get a grant, go in and pump them out and fill them up. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Let me, before you go, I mean, you and I conversate, you and I in the session was having a conversation about some of these issues we talk about. I'm still waiting on your schedule. And we all three get together and talk about that situation. One of the situations that you're talking about. So now, I mean, it's not even in my district, but because I know what's going on over there, some other things. But now, matter of fact, I'll get with you after this here for a few minutes because I kind of go some mess. And we're going to schedule you and all three of us supposed to talk. I mean, I talked with Mr. Session already. Everything we waiting on you. So then we'll get back. We'll get your schedule. Yes.
So before this goes any further, I want to interrupt, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm going to have to for the sake of order. Just so we're clear, and I know there's a lot of emotion tied to these comments this evening because, I mean, each and every person here in some way, some fashion, or form has been affected by Hurricane Debbie. It didn't spare any particular neighborhood or anywhere, basically, in Live Oak or in our county. However, the way that our meetings are set up, public comments are public comments. It's not really the time to have a discourse between the dais and the dais and the public, so to speak. The best course of action would be if you feel comfortable contacting the city themselves, whether it be Mr. Sessions, whether it be somebody in Public Works or whatever department that you see fit that you need to talk to. The other option would be to come specifically contact your council person and bring up these issues that we're talking about now, and then we can get those put onto the agenda as an official agenda item, and that will give us more time to adequately address and discuss and talk about them. If we were to just have a back and forth, so to speak, sort of like what's happening here tonight, I mean, I know we could be here easily 2-3 hours just in this one particular item number. So just in the sake of the order of the council meeting, we're going to try our best from going forward to just limit these to comments. And then if it's something that we deem to be followed up on, which just about everything here tonight has been something that needs to be followed up on, then we can do so, but at the appropriate time and appropriate location. So that's just what I wanted to get out.
Fine. And Ms. Gladys, you as my councilman, I will contact you because I would like to see maybe a workshop.
Sure, I agree.
There's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things that need to be discussed. I agree with that. Yes, sir. All right. Thank you for understanding. All right, we're going to move on into item 4, matters of the city with the mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I wanted to reiterate what Mr. Sessions said. Thank our staff. I know they were out on Saturday and Sunday cleaning drains in the city. Staff was out doing their job, and I really appreciate you doing that and what you've done since the flood. I also want to thank all the visitors that have come from around the state. First morning I was out early, I met, there were 20 deputies from Okaloosa County Sheriff's Department. That's just from that one department. The numerous people that are here. If you see them, please thank them. If you get a chance, because they've been a tremendous help to us. I've been told that 1/3 of the city of Live Oak is in the floodplain. And I really appreciate what Mr. Sessions, he's got a heart to try to help our city. And he's a go-getter. And if it can be done, I think this man can do it. But folks, we live in the floodplain, and it rains in Florida, and we're gonna get more floods. We need to do as much as we can, make as many repairs or adjustments as we can, but it's gonna rain and we're gonna have floods. And water runs downhill. That's the way it works. Part of the problem with these go-away holes is the Department of Environmental Protection will not let you dig anymore, if I understand that's correct. We have rehabilitated, actually, I don't want to misspeak, Mr. Curtis can correct me if I'm wrong. Whenever you add a new, we've added some, but we had to close the old ones. They won't let you just go put wells and go to, is that correct, Mr. Curtis?
That's right.
We are limited a lot in what we can do. There are some things maybe we can do. Environment, the environmental people, we're all for the environment. We don't want our environment and our waters. We got clean waters here. People think sometimes they go too far, and some people think they don't go far enough. In this case, we are bound by the laws, and we can only do so much. Now, I don't know if we've done as much as we can. I think we probably have, maybe. So we need to keep those things in mind too. It's not just this council. By the way, I was here in 2014, Mr. Fleming, so I came along. I wasn't here during Debbie. But these folks, including myself, Mr. Clerk here, we were elected by the people. So we are your representatives here. And I try to stay off of this, but read a little bit on the rant and rave. I found out how we can solve all the problems of Live Oak listening to those folks, because every one of them knows exactly what's happening and they know just how to fix it. So we've got a lot of issues. We probably could do better in a lot of things, but some of these things, they're never going to go away. Flooding is never going to end in this world and in Live Oak, but we can help it. And that's what I think Mr. Sessions is trying to say. And we need help from the federal government, because it's going to take some money, Mr. Fleming. You know that, your county commission, you know, without the help of the state and the federal government, it's not possible for us to do it all. I think we're going to make our best effort. That would be what I would hope, and I believe 100% of this council is behind that. So I just wanted to say thank you for your comments tonight. Everybody's, you know, we all have a story, I know, or know someone who does. And I'll be honest with you, as going around my city, I say my city, my town, your town, early in the morning and seeing the flooding, Miss Williams, it broke my heart too. It just breaks my heart to see folks that are in these conditions. Their homes flooded. Thank God mine's not. If it was, my wife and I have a little means we could help do some things, but there's a lot of folks, they don't have anything. They've used the EBT cards up, they don't have money for gas, and I think we're all feel that, and this is our community, and we're pulling together, and that's all I want to say, except one last thing for this council. As we grow the city and develop, please keep in mind, when you approve developments, it's not going to make this situation better unless you get some ironclad guarantees from some of these developers that their water is not going to run off on somebody else's property. All right, that's all I got to say.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We're going to move forward to item 5, and this was an addition to the agenda under my name. The timing, you know, is maybe not necessarily the best, but we don't get to choose the timing and things, and we see opportunities. I did want to, I'll reread the addition for those that may not have heard it earlier. This would be a discussion with possible council action allowing Mr. Sessions, our city manager, the authority to look into / investigate, and if he deems appropriate, go ahead and initiate the authorization of an appraisal on a piece of property that is for sale just south of the courthouse here on 129. It's the La Azteca old Mexican restaurant, and there's some other buildings there as well. My thoughts on that were, and I'm going to let Mr. Sessions speak more to this because he's had more conversation with the county officials as well, is that we are in desperate need of parking in the downtown area. If we were able to possibly move in that direction of obtaining that property to put in some parking with hopefully the help of both the CRA and the county, that would also work us to more closer to the old post office building, and possibly acquiring more property down that way to increase parking there to make that piece of property more marketable to somebody that would help the CRA in order to maybe bring that a multi-use type situation there. We could get use out of that building, maybe make it apartments upstairs or businesses, whatever, and they would have adequate parking for that as well. So it's a little bit of a, we talk about not being reactive more so than proactive, and I think this would be a perfect example of making a step in the right direction, in the proactive direction. I'm going to let Mr. Sessions talk more about it, and then we'll discuss.
All right. I've approached the county, and hopefully everybody realizes that the city and the county have been working better together the last little while. We talk daily. Greg Scott and I, the county manager, we talk about lots of different things to improve Suwannee County and the city of Live Oak. And they're interested in working with us on this project. So if we get to do this, I think it will benefit that part of town. Like Matt said, it will also help the post office be sold even, because right now there's really no parking there. And parking downtown is at a premium at this point, especially when they have a big deal at the courthouse. Everybody has to park out on the street, out on 129, and behind it and everywhere else. So I think that would be a good opportunity for us to engage in, you know, first of all, get the appraisals, and then we'll know where we're at. So I'm okay with that.
All right, and so before we're able to have any discussion, it is just to authorize Mr. Sessions to initiate an appraisal and to get that appraisal done and then bring it back to